What is up, functional fam? Today we're going to be covering two important key concepts when it comes to functional strength training in order to develop more total body strength and more stability. Specifically, we're going to be talking about full body irradiation and pillar stability. Now, when it comes to full body irradiation, this is best described through an example. So let's run through this one together. I want you to take one index finger and I want you to grab it with your opposing hand. Now, in this position, I just want you to squeeze as hard as you can with just your hand. You can follow along. Let's try it together. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze, 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 squeeze really hard with just your hand, and release. Pretty strong, right? Now, let's try this again, but this time, as you grab your finger and squeezing it, I want you to think about squeezing not just your hand, but also your shoulders, pecs, lats, glutes, toes, literally everything. So let's try this again for a 3-second hold while squeezing everything. So deep inhale and squeeze, squeezing everything in your body. Squeeze, 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 and release. Now that was a lot stronger, wasn't it? I bet it was for you too. So this is the key concept for full body irradiation. It's teaching your body how to elicit more internal tension, because the more internal tension we can produce within our body, the more force we're going to be able to produce when it comes to moving weight or going through certain exercises. So practicing this concept and developing that mind-muscle connection to your muscles for full body connection is really, really important when it comes to creating more force and just general internal strength. Now let's talk about pillar stability. So pillar stability, just like any strong foundation in architecture, when it comes to a house or building, we always see a bunch of pillars propping up the building. Your body is no different. In fact, the body itself has a strong pillar that we can work on developing as well. And the pillar on our body is comprised of 3 components. Specifically, it's comprised of your shoulders, your hips, and your midsection trunk, aka your core. So how can we develop a strong pillar when it comes to exercises at home or in the gym? Well, taking that full body irradiation concept that we just talked about, we can, again, elicit internal tension around our pillar to create more stability, which will in turn create more strength through a lot of exercises. I'll go ahead and give a squat as an example. So what I want us to do in a squat, just go ahead and practice just 5 regular squats. Again, you can try this at home, pause the video, you can go ahead and do this along with me. So in that scenario, not a whole lot of internal tension I'm really developing or deriving from my body. But if we take the full body irradiation, here's what I want us to do with the squat. I want us to drive our fists into the palm of our hand, and I want us to co-contract, which means squeezing 2 things at one time, a couple of those key points on the pillar of our body. So when it comes to the shoulders, I want us to think about squeezing our chest and our lats really, really hard to create that upper body stability. Almost imagine there's a golf ball in your armpit. Just squeeze the golf ball in your armpit. Now, to create stability around the hips, what I want us to do is think about driving the edges of your feet into the ground. That's what's going to help co-contract your adductors and your glutes. Lastly, take a deep inhale into our diaphragm, big breath, hold, and think about pressing your diaphragm out against your core, your midsection, okay? This is what's gonna help give you more of that brace feel. So again, getting all those components locked in, squeeze the golf ball, drive the feet into the ground, inhale, come on down, nice and steady, keep that tension, and up. Again, inhale, come on down, squeeze, 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 up. We'll do one more, inhale, come on down, squeeze, 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 and up. Now again, if you practice that at home, that probably feels a lot different than the original squats that I just did before. So learning these 2 things, practicing these 2 concepts of full body irradiation and pillar stability are going to help you become stronger in the gym, and is going to help protect all your joints and ligaments when it comes to your exercises. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you have any questions, leave them below.